Greetings, everybody. We are live for a special Tuesday post E3 Kerbal stream, even though Kerbal has nothing to do with E3. So, yeah, that's what we're doing today, is we're Kerbaling and hopefully talking about E3 a little bit, if anyone caught it. Yeah, you see that? Pika, you know what's up. So, I don't even know where to begin. Yeah, I honestly... Okay, how about this? Which conferences of E3 did you catch? Let's just go from there, as far as seeing anything live or after the fact. Which ones did you catch? All of them. Okay, yeah, I pretty much had them on. I've had to make Linda accommodate the streaming schedule. I've had our tablet sort of set up, and I carry it with me everywhere. Last night, when Sony's was going on, I was sitting there with the tablet, brushing my teeth, trying to watch it. But yeah, what were the big standout events to you? I've obviously got a few of them, but what did you think, I guess, first of the Xbox X box? Because X's and boxes, I guess. Yeah, what did you think of that, as far as the price and the power and the look and everything? No worries. I've actually haven't been streaming too much because I had birthday, holiday, and we had our anniversary, Linda and I did. Well, okay, we had it earlier, but then we went for our trip a little bit later because that was the only time she could get off. So no worries. I've kind of been having an erratic schedule anyway. But yeah, the former Scorpio, now the Xbox One X. I mentioned this on Twitter. I don't know if anyone thinks this, but they were that close to naming it. What is it? Let's see. Just a sec. Yeah, they were that close to having it named a palindrome. It's almost the same forward and backwards. I don't know how they could have done that, but I felt like that was totally a missed opportunity. That the Xbox, but let's see, the X1 box X. It was so. Yeah, I totally think that would have been amazing if they named it the same forward and backwards, but. We'll just go with whatever. They threw an X on the end because Microsoft, I guess. But yeah, are you interested in grabbing one now? Good price, but I'm not super impressed. It's just an answer to what Sony put out with the Pro. Sony and Microsoft are just... Yeah, they are. So here's my thought on that. Let's see. I don't know if you can see it. Probably things are in the way. But yeah, I've got my PS4 Pro over there. Really quick, let me just sort of point out what we're doing today is the past couple streams I launched something to Mackenzie and something to rescue the stricken Douglas from Volkner. So both of those are going. You can see there's the one that's going to Mackenzie, and here's the one that's going to rescue everyone, hopefully, from Volkner. So that's what we're working on today. We're sort of doing two missions at once to rescue everyone. But yeah, I've got my PS4 Pro over there. And I love it so far. I mean, yeah, it's probably not something I needed, but it's, I was playing Dark Souls over the weekend, and even for games that aren't made for it, there is a noticeable difference, and I really, really appreciate that. And playing Battlefield 1 online as well, things like that, just the little bit of extra crispness that it gives. But I don't know if I need two things like that. If I need an Xbox and a PS4 that are like that. See, but then again, on the other hand, the PS4 Pro could become my system for amazing PlayStation exclusives, whereas the what are we even going to call it? Because saying the Xbox One X a lot sounds really annoying. So can we just get away with calling it the Scorpio in chat so that I don't have to say Xbox One X all the time, or do we want to come up with another name? But anyway, that could sort of become like the go-to, the multi-platform. Like that would be the go-to for multi-platform and watching 4K movies, whereas my PlayStation would then become sort of like the exclusive machine. I don't know, how just... Because right now my PlayStation, since I have the Pro, is the multi-platform machine. Anything that comes out on both, I obviously play on the PlayStation because is better. I have I should mention that on my Pro, I have a 1 terabyte solid state drive, so I just have I don't even have a Slim or the S version of the Xbox, so obviously it completely blows my original Xbox out of the water. So right now my Xbox is pretty much for whatever's exclusive on that Microsoft has, or what I've already bought on there. Like, I have Just Cause on the Xbox, so obviously I'm not going to rebuy that, and I love Just Cause 3. But yeah, I don't know, it might just sort of switch where the PlayStation becomes my exclusive machine and the Xbox becomes multi-platform. I don't know. What do you think about it? What would you, how would you use it in that sense? While I go ahead and add a maneuver alarm here. So let's see. How long of a burn is that going to be? Oh, 5 minutes. That's quite a long burn. Okay, well, I guess we're doing a 5-minute burn. Plenty of time to talk about games. So we should be coming in pretty soon. Yeah, let me just quick save because I screw everything up. And then we will warp to that maneuver. But yeah, I mean, how would you go ahead and use it if you had it? Do you think that, it would make that big of a difference? I do have a comment on that after I wait to see what you think. But I don't want to... My beef is, yes, Sony and Microsoft are doing awesome things with their graphics, etc., but the end it's futile. They should put more effort into their games rather than trying to be a PC, because that's what PCs are for. I agree with you. Here's my big concern, and I know it's kind of not exactly... Okay, we're coming up to a... Did I just not warp fast enough? Oh, I thought we were coming up to an alarm. I didn't know what was going on. But anyway, here's my big beef, is that the PS4 Pro... In my mind, they kind of did that just for their VR. So, like, they weren't really trying to go all in with the most powerful thing in the universe. Why does this keep slowing down? 43 days, huh? It keeps slowing. Oh, maybe because I just entered its sphere of influence. Anyway. Okay, so I think the PS4 Pro, they bumped up the power not as much as the Scorpio S Super Deluxe, because that was more for their VR. Whereas the Scorpio is pretty much trying to go and be an insane, almost a PC, right? But because they have to keep the ecosystem working with all of their models, so the regular, the S, and now the Scorpio, which I'm going to be calling it that because I don't want to repeat Xbox One X a million times. Anyway, because they have to keep all those alive... did you see the news that Destiny 2 is only going to be 30 frames per second on the Scorpio? Which, that kind of eliminates the whole purpose of getting one in my mind, because you get it so that it will do amazing things, but if they have to purposely handicap it... I'm really close, aren't I? Let's see. I'm going to say... Hold on a sec, I gotta make sure... Yeah, I agree. And what was with that patent... that they filed with the S logo, they never used. Anyway, hey, let's see. We are coming up. Yeah, so if the Scorpio is all about just being stronger, but they have to purposely handicap it so that they don't give it too much of an advantage to it or make it too different from the regular, what was the point of it then? If they don't have strong first-party games, and the multi-platform, multiplayer games have to be purposely withheld or purposely downgraded so that there's not too big of a discrepancy between all the others, I don't really see the point. I mean, I see the point with the PS4 Pro because it integrates their VR and they have exclusive games. Like, there should have been a Bloodborne, by the way. I'm so disappointed FromSoft didn't announce something major, but that's it for another time. But yeah, they have the exclusives, and but on the other hand, Microsoft doesn't, which is fine if the games would play remarkably well on the Scorpio, but they aren't going. I mean, yeah, 4K is still amazing, obviously, but yeah, I don't know. That was my big takeaway. Believe me, I'm still glad that they have it and that there's a possibility to buy it, but I just think that it's taking off some of the edge. If their whole thing is power, but they're not letting you use that power to hit 60 frames per second in a first-person shooter, that just kind of takes some of the edge off it, I think. I mean, that was my gut reaction. I don't know. What do you think about it? And this is going to be a very long burn, so we have many, many hours Yeah, look, 10... we've got a 10-minute burn on our hands, so we're going to sit here and talk because I didn't realize it would take this long. Yeah, that's... why buy a whole pizza and then only eat a slice and throw the rest of the way? Yeah, or... let's see. I'm sure we can get some more food-based metaphors here, or analogies. Let's see. Or it's like going to a premium restaurant and then ordering Domino's delivered to your table. You get the premium, you know, price and everything, but you're still at the end of the day having the same food. So yeah, that's kind of what I thought about that. That being said, I still like that it exists, and some of the games that they showed off, I know we're going to look amazing on it, so, you know, I'm glad that it exists. I don't want to say that it shouldn't, because and really, $500 isn't that bad. I mean, if you don't have the money to be dropping on a $500 system, it's like, you know, let me see, what am I trying to say here? That it's aimed at people who already have enough money or who are at the cutting edge who are willing to invest that. So it's not like, oh, well, all those poor kids aren't going to be able to play their Xbox games. You know, it's not like it's eliminating a whole demographic with its price point. It's not really that much. I mean, PCs cost so much more, and that's not really aimed for the entry level, say, you know, 12-year-old to get started on Call of Duty, yelling at people in the microphone. So I don't think the price is an issue. I did enjoy the presentations from Sony and Microsoft, but they were lackluster. Yeah, well, we'll get to Nintendo's in a minute. Why don't we move on to Sony's? Did you ever play the first, or I guess Shadow of the Colossus when it came out back... Man, what year was Shadow of the Colossus? I don't even remember. But did you ever play it when it originally released, or like the greatest hits version of it? While I'm waiting to see if you did, I'm going to explain what the plan is here. So here is the Stricken Douglas and all the little pod ships. And yes, we do have our good buddy. Yes, I did. Holy cow. Okay. So we do have our good buddy. Remember, our little idiot mate is still landed on Volkner. So once I get the Douglas... Oh, snap. I just realized, are we going to... I hope we don't bypass the planet. I just realized we're kind of leaving. So that's probably not good. I'm just hoping that we kill off our speed fast enough that we don't continue out. We probably won't, but maybe bad things will happen. But anyway, the plan is to get into orbit around Volkner and then sort of set the Douglas Saver into a stable orbit to get a return back to Isolin, and then make all of these ships come and adjust their orbits to dock with it, because I need to save all the fuel I can on the Douglas Saver, whereas these aren't going to be returning back to Isolin, so I can sort of waste all the fuel there. So I'm going to get this in sort of an equatorial orbit, and then these are going to come one at a time, rendezvous with it, and you'll see it can seat many a Kerbal. So the idea here is that the Stricken Douglas with our good buddies who were terrified of the trip will actually be able to make it home. But I'm not sure now that we are ejecting past the planet at a very fast rate. So hopefully we're going to be saving them. Not so sure, but we'll keep watching. Okay, yeah, on to Sony's presentation, the Shadow of the Colossus. Yeah, I played that when it first came out, and that really was an amazing game. And like people have said, that the concept of the game hasn't really changed or is still good. It's just the execution is a little bit old just because of the technology. So I'm really excited about playing that. When I saw that, it took about 5 seconds for me to realize what it was, and then my jaw sort of hit the floor. So I'm stunned that they actually announced that and that it's coming out. I had no idea that was coming. Yeah, that just blew me away. So I'm really excited about it. And what's funny is everyone's making the joke is that that's going to come out before the Final Fantasy VII remake. And they, this is the first time they announced it, whereas the Final Fantasy VII remake has been something that's on the horizon for a long time. So I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, that was really nice. Which games from the Sony conference are you most interested in the near future, other than Shadow of the Colossus, obviously? Let me just check my fuel while we're talking. I think it's... Why are these not draining? Did I set up the staging the wrong way? think I set up the staging the wrong way. Whoops. That's okay. Yeah, we're still draining. No worries. I guess we're okay. I can always transfer later. What did that... Are you interested in the Spider-Man game at all? That they ended the show with? Are we going to get a capture? We should. I hope. This is still not looking super promising. This is going to be a really awful orbit if I do get a capture. And I have a feeling it's becoming less efficient the farther I go. I started it way too late. But it says only 600 more meters per second. Oh, look, it's actually starting to curve in a little bit. Hey, look, we've got some curve to it. That's a good sign. I thought it looked beautiful, but I feel like when too many theatrics are added to the game, it makes it much more linear. Yeah, I'm not usually into superhero games like that. I never touched any of the Arkham games, but this looks like, you know, because I guess I haven't been big into brawlers for a while, but this looks like what I wish the Arkham series would have been. Like, it's a lot brighter, a lot funnier, a lot more colorful. I'm actually interested in this. I mean, mildly. I don't know if I'll actually buy it, but it did sort of pique my interest. Whereas, like, the Arkham games, which I know they're not the same, but, I mean, they kind of live in the same sphere. The Arkham games, I just have genuinely no interest. They look too dark. The gameplay doesn't look terribly exciting. I just never had any interest. But this looks like the version of the Arkham games, a beat-em-up, that I'm actually interested in. So, yeah, I mean, it could be a lot of fun. It could be one of those games that's... sort of like Uncharted, you know? Just sort of a good experience to plow through. Days Gone. Yeah, Days Gone. That was hilarious. I remember seeing that last year and being intrigued, but I think what they showed off this year was actually a lot better. I love that horde of... I don't know what they're called, the zombies. I know that they have a special name, but I don't remember catching that. But when that horde comes and just like a flood washes away everyone at that outpost... and then he sneaks in. That looks like it's a lot of fun. I love that dynamic. It's like zombie Far Cry. So I'm definitely interested in picking that one up. That's on my list. Yeah, what about Far Cry? Speaking of, have you ever been into many of the Far Cry games? The last one I played was 4. I did not play Primal, I should mention. So I haven't played many of them, but 4 was a lot of fun. So yeah, what do you think of Far Cry? I'm curious if you're interested in that. Look, we are going to get an encounter. We're not going to escape. I'm excited. I did a thing. And haven't played any of them myself, but they've always looked like fun. Yeah, 4 was a lot of fun because lions and tigers and bears. And the little, like, gyrocopter... I forget what it was called, that you could fly around. Just flying around, because I love flying games. Hey, Kerbal Space, right? That was a lot of fun. So that you can fly around in this one, it looks exciting, and I love the environments. I just love the way they look. Like, they're vibrant and lush, and they just look really detailed. So it looks like it might be one of those games that would be fun just to mess around with and explore. So I am interested in that as well. Okay, how about Assassin's Creed? Are you an Assassin's Creed guy? Look, we're actually going to make it. I'm surprised we're going to make it. Well, everyone, well, I guess that part of it could be a little better, but you can't be perfect. Yeah, we'll fix that shortly, I would imagine. Okay, let's point retrograde. Because obviously we want that to come down a little bit. But hey, we did get an encounter, and by encounter I mean it's going straight into the planet. So I'm going to drop this a little bit, and then I'm going to have to bump up my, or I guess create a periapse. I've only played the first Assassin's Creed. Yeah, so I'm kind of like you. I only played 4, which was Black Flag, which that was a really, really fun game. Being a jolly old pirate, good old eye patchy, that was pretty much my fantasy. I played some of the Sid Meier's Pirates games, but Assassin's Creed 4 with all the piratey bits was really, really, really fun. So I know that a lot of the other Assassin's Creed games weren't very like that. 4 was kind of a one-off. in what it did. That's why I never really played them, is they didn't look interesting enough. Or I guess they look too samey for me. But this one looks different enough that I think it's definitely going to be worth giving it a go. Especially since I haven't played all of them. I know people sort of got franchise fatigue since they've been out pretty much every year. But yeah, one game that really looked good was Anthem. I think that was announced separately from the main... Yeah, Anthem was early, and it's BioWare. So I'm wondering... So BioWare, if I remember correctly, is 2 or 3 teams, right? And the one that did Andromeda was not their primary team that worked on the first Mass Effect games. So I'm wondering if the team who did that... I could be totally off, because I didn't catch every little bit of it. But I'm wondering if the team that's doing Anthem are the ones that did, the other, like Mass Effect and Dragon Age games, as opposed to the second team who did Andromeda. But yeah, it looks really, really cool. I want to see more of it. I want to see the story elements, because obviously games like that, the BioWare games, are all about sort of living your own life in them. And we didn't really get to see that. I mean, we got to see like the first-person view when you're in the city, but it didn't really give any indication of how you would sort of fit into that and be able to change things. So that's what I want to see, is more on the story and how you actually interact with it. The gameplay and the gunplay looked good. I mean, they look really solid. I know that would be fun, but I'm more of a snob for the story bits, so that's what I really want to see. But the graphics and the gameplay, the jetpack stuff, looked really, really cool. I think that Jeb needs a jetpack like that. That would make things so much easier for him in this game. If we could get him something a little bit like that, that would make life so much easier for a little green buddy. But yeah, Anthem looks good. I just want to see how the story is going to sort of unfold, and if they're going to go as deep as they do in all of their other games, as far as being able to create choices and consequences and all that. So yeah, I don't know when they're going to announce more of that. It looks like it's probably pretty far off. I don't recall any release date or any information on that, so I'm guessing 2018 or 2019 for that. But that's what next E3 is for, right? Yeah, I don't remember when Anthem was announced. I'm pretty sure it was for the co-op. Yes, I should have mentioned that. The co-op looks really good. Anything like that, I've always had a lot of fun playing with friends. Yeah, did you ever play Destiny? Were you a big Destiny fan? Let me make sure I do this burn properly, because crashing and exploding. Let's see, just a sec here. Focusing on our burn. Okay, now we kill that. We add maneuver. Now let's circularize up here. And we are almost doing a thing. But I should mention that the Douglas was so horribly stricken that I have a feeling something is going to go wrong again. Played a bit. One reason I didn't like it too much was because they lack story. Yeah, I played Destiny when it came out, up until the first expansion. I never played any of the expansions, but it was a lot of fun playing. I joined sort of like a guild thing online with a bunch of people to play it, and doing the raids and stuff together was a lot of fun. So if you can have the BioWare story in a co-op experience for Anthem, that's going to be like the perfect game. And that would be something that the Scorpio would probably do really well, is to give it the extra oomph. So yeah, I'm really excited about the possibility of the co-op on that. What about the crew? Yeah, we're just sort of, I guess, covering all of the games that we saw. The Ubisoft conference was actually really, really good, I thought. The Rabbids game looks hilarious, but the crew actually looks like a lot of fun. Oh, got a jet for a bit. Hopefully not going to be too long. Yeah, okay, well, I will be here for a little bit. Wish me luck on rescuing everyone from the Douglas, because it did not go well. So I will be trying to stabilize the orbit and get ready to send everyone home. So yeah, I will see you in a bit, and when we come back, or when you come back, we'll cover Nintendo's delicious, amazing conference, which, yeah, they totally won. So just going to throw that out there. Sorry. Well, okay, we won because we get to play it, but really Nintendo won. So yeah, anyway, I will see you in a bit. Wish everyone luck here, because they will need it. And in the meantime, we can do this burn, and then I'm going to see when I need an encounter. Let's see. So my 23 seconds for my burn time. I'm glad I have enough delta V in this. I just don't know why I messed everything up with the staging, but whatever. Here we go. And that should bring us up. Next, I will work on setting up an encounter or a timer for my ejection back to Isolin. But I don't think that's going to be for a couple years. Game years, obviously, because I would like to get there before 2 real years pass. I do have plenty... Okay, unless my inclination change requires a ton of delta V, which I doubt it will, I should have plenty of fuel to make it back to Isolin. But it is the Douglas we're dealing with here, and the Douglas likes to murder hope and dreams. So I don't know if it's going to be 100% useful. So let's see when the next transfer window is. Oh, actually, do I have that set up yet? Volkner... Oh, I do. It's in 2 years. Okay. Well... I guess that works. So what... I wonder what sort of inclination I need for... you know what? I'm going to just do an equatorial orbit for this thing. And assume that that's going to be right, or at least efficient enough. I mean, I could pre-plan this, but... Let's see, what would be required to... Let me see if it actually says really quick. So I just need to plan... We are at... Volkner, and we want to go back to Isolin. We are going to be, and I'm going to say actually, how far are these? The Douglas is at 300,000, so I'll say 200,000 to Isolin. We're going to do no insertion. So my inclination is 1.47. Ejection angle, okay. Yeah, I think equatorial will probably be the best way to go. So I'm just going to clean up the orbit here. I'm just going to straighten everything out. Hopefully it doesn't take... Whoop, that's the exact opposite of what I wanted to do. Yes, that is a... Ooh. Bit... let's see. So I'm going to need... I think... So I'm going to need at least 2,000 meters per second to get back to Isolin. So that leaves me a couple thousand to play with, and then maybe 50 or 500, I mean, for safety purposes. So I'm going to say that's still okay. Yeah, that should be okay. Yes. So I'm... Once we do this, I think we're still quite a ways off from reaching... Yeah, the Gerald is still 41 days before it reaches McKinsey, which... Not sure how that's going to go, but we should be able to at least get a rendezvous or two here before we have to do... let's see, so that's 2-minute burn. Okay, quick save. Yeah, we should... actually, I'm just going to do this the fast way because I want to try and get through as much as possible, so let's just hurry and burn through and execute that. But yeah, we should be able to get at least a rendezvous or two before the Gerald reaches McKinsey and inevitably kills everyone. But like I said, since we sent Trash Can there, they're sort of the super expendable team, so we don't really care too much. I mean, ideally we would like to not murder everyone, but yeah, well, we had 2 tests for the entry vehicle, and both of them exploded, so we decided that that was good enough, and we're going to hurl that into the atmosphere and see what happens. But right now we are just fixing our inclination to a more equatorial orbit for our 2-year transfer window back to Isolin. So everyone's going to have to sit tight for a little bit. Well, that's actually a pretty close encounter. Yeah, how bad would that be? That would actually make sense with how bad the Douglas's mission has been, that the return or the rescue vehicle actually collides with the Douglas itself. That would be amazing, hilarious, and totally, I guess, expected. So yeah, I'm going to go with that's probably what's going to happen. But yeah, there we are with Volkner. We do need to bring. Oh man, who was it? Who's still down there? I know somebody's still down there on the surface. I don't remember who we threw down there though. We will have to rescue them pretty shortly. But we need to get, like I said, our equatorial orbit so that we have a clean transfer back to Isolin in 2 years. And we do have plenty of Delta V, hoping, since super efficient engine, and I way overbuilt this. But you never know what's going to happen. So yeah, I should point out that I needed to rescue, what is it, like 4 or 5 Kerbals. So I had to attach this, the hitchhiker, to the command pod. And the heat shield is on that. And I threw this into the atmosphere around Isolin. And it re-entered mostly well, but it was kind of off-angle to retrograde just a little bit. And that caused some heating, and I don't want that to destroy the parachutes. So what I did is I reversed some of these fins here. And I'm hoping that when it re-enters eventually, maybe, that will keep it pointing retrograde a little bit better. Because if I lose one parachute, this thing's going to be too heavy, and it's pretty much going to be a rock with a string tied to it and kill everyone that we've spent 5 years trying to rescue. So yeah, that's why I have the little reversed fins there, since I have to re-enter something that's fairly heavy. But I should say that I did do a test once, and it did succeed, unlike the Gerald, which is on its way to Mackenzie. That at least does have a positive track record, so yeah, a little bit of success is better than none, I would say. Okay, we're almost done with this burn. Then I am going to just circularize a little bit, and we should be almost there. I am going to be, like I said before, using MechJeb to boost some of these maneuvers, just because it's a little bit faster, and sitting here adjusting my inclination over and over isn't the most exciting thing. That would be docking and trying to rescue everyone. So I will be adjusting that as quickly as possible. Let's see. That actually looks... That's going to be a little off, but that looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and execute that really quick. And then I will circularize at the periaps, and then it's time to start bringing ships to the Douglas Rescuer. I'm probably going to do the one that's been on Volkner first, just because he's probably quite tired of... quite tired of hanging out on the planet. So I'm going to switch to it and make sure everything is good to go there before I try it. But you'll notice that everything is in quite different orbits. So there's going to be lots of fuel required, and I'm hoping that I can actually do this. I should say that this was a theory, not exactly a full plan. Oh, I just realized something quite terrible. Actually, yeah, I'm not going to say dooming everyone, but you'll notice that if I take the easy route and adjust my inclination down that way, so just tilt it a little bit, the more efficient way, we are going to be orbiting in the wrong direction, which means I need to spin the orbit around this way and use even more fuel. Because party on Volkner. Yep. The Douglas was the worst thing that ever happened to Kerbal kind. So let's circularize at the periaps. 147. Luckily, Volkner isn't super huge, so it's not going to take every bit of fuel, but we've already gone under our 5,000 meters per second, and I think most of these only have 1,500 meters per second, so it's going to be really, really close. I guess when in doubt, I can always EVA everyone and just have them use their little RCS, their little backpacks to shoot around. But I don't know if that's going to work. Yes, terrible planning at its finest. I guess this is what happens when you do a mission in like 7 blocks, is you forget to pay attention to what side of the planet you're coming in on to make sure your orbit is in the proper direction. And for some reason, I guess my fuel lines are running the wrong way, and you'll notice that that fuel tank is for some reason empty, but these are not. So yeah, I don't know how I managed to get the fuel tanks going the wrong way, but I probably should transfer everything back into the main tank and eject these just to get a little bit more efficiency. So let me stabilize the orbit and check everything, and then I might have to hurry and do that. I don't want to do it when I'm burning because the balance, or it might offset the thrust a little bit, and I might go hurtling into the planet, because that is more or less how everything goes. Okay, let's get this guy up, lock that, out. Yes, this is the exciting part. Transferring fuel. Everyone's favorite part of Kerbal. Glad you can do this, though. And I did put fuel lines on, so it's technically legit. I don't know how, I guess it's the curse of the Douglas that somehow I put the fuel lines on incorrectly, because everything else went wrong with the Douglas, and even the rescue ship can't go right. Yeah, I'm just that good at screwing everything up, I guess. So is that all 4? I do not have any room to mess this up, so I'm just making sure every single tank is empty. Yeah, it looks like I did a good thing this time. So let's quick save, and then we will drop that. Let me make sure that's the right stage. Yes. Okay, quick save again because reasons, and let us stage. Oh, son of a... Okay, well, at least it mostly worked. There we go. Yeah, that should make us a little more efficient ditching that weight, and I don't think that would have screwed up our orbit too much. Nope, we look good. Okay, quick save again because reasons. Let's start trying to rescue people. The Douglas. Who do we go with first? Who would be the easiest, actually? Let's start with that. Okay, so we want to switch to... Let's just switch to that one and go from here. So who's on this one? Who are we going to try and rescue first? We are going to try and rescue Naga. Okay, Naga's not here to see us inevitably screw up, but that's okay. He can wait. So let's sort of see what we've got going on. 1,600 meters per second. Is this engine on? It is on. Why is it not counting this little guy? It only shows that I have... we're stage 0 up here. Weird. Well, maybe that means that I actually have a little more than I thought, which would be a good thing. So let's see if we can't get an encounter with the Douglas Saber. Where is our little buddy? There he is. No. Douglas. Okay, we don't want to encounter the debris. I should actually go to the tracking station and delete that. Yep, we're going to go to tracking station and explode those juicy little bits. Whoa. Okay. Make sure there's 4. I've many times accidentally deleted the actual ship, so I'm making sure I'm counting all 4 of those fuel tanks and nothing else. Good. Okay, so our Douglas Saber is right there. We are going to go back to the Douglas ship. And we're going to fly it. We should be back with Nagai, because there are 2 in mostly a similar orbit. So is this... Well, that's not it. Let me rename this because it's trash. I guess I can't even... Okay, that's clearly not what we wanted. Maybe I didn't notice where it said debris. So that's the Douglas. Douglas Saber, Douglas ship, Douglas ship. Okay, we're going to switch to that. This should be back to Naga. Hey, there we go. We're back to Naga. Okay, now we want to set... where is it? The Douglas Saber as our target. And we... Okay, really important that I make sure I adjust my inclination so that my orbit is going the right way. Which means I have to completely loop it. Add maneuver. So that way we switch... Let's see what happens. This is going to be a really, really bad maneuver. Whoa, okay. It's like a lava lamp as it bends and moves. What have we got there? How much? 1,000. Oh, okay. This is getting a little scary. That should be putting us fairly close. So I'm going to go ahead and point towards that, and we're going to do that. I will quick save again right before we set it up. Well, actually, I'm going to quick save now. So let's see if this doesn't work. But I'm hopeful that for some reason that second stage isn't registering because I English goodly, registering on Flight Engineer, and I might actually have more Delta V than I think I do, which would be brilliant. Okay, we're getting close to the burn. Yeah, well, I guess I'll see what happens. 20. Okay. Take it out of map view. Make sure, again, we're controlling from here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, burn. Make sure we point towards our maneuver the whole time. And that plume looks really nice. Where's the plane? Oh, there we go. Okay, looking good so far. And yep, it's changing as it should, and it will be going the right direction as the Douglas Saber. So bonus points for me for at least getting the first part correct. Okay, get ready to kill the engine. Cool. Now I think... So where are we now? Let's see. So what would happen? Oh, we're going the wrong way. I need to drop my apoapsis. I think... Shouldn't I just be able to kill off some of that by pointing retrograde? I'm going to save it now before I do that, because it looks like doing a retrograde burn should just kill some of that off. So let's quick save and see. Actually turn RCS off. Yeah, great. This is working moderately well. Okay, now we can do on our ascending node, we can do another inclination change, and this should bring us right where we need to be. Cool, that's actually not too bad. Yeah, I'm going to go with that one. That one looks pretty good. It's 200 meters per second. We have 500 left, and that's going to get us really, really close. And keep in mind, we have to do this for everyone because that's how bad the Douglas went. Let's just let it auto warp. This is easier, honestly, than setting an alarm clock or trying to time it well. But there is hope. I'm optimistic. Let's take a look and see. So still some fuel. It shouldn't be pulling from there. Good. I do have that little tiny spark engine on there. And if it only counts this, then we should actually... That's, you know, a fairly efficient engine. We should be pretty good. Is making... And I can use the RCS thrusters, so I'm optimistic. Which is weird for the Douglas, but I am getting more and more optimistic as I do this. Great. Okay, let's see what we're looking like. Oh, we should probably Burn prograde so as to not do catastrophic death explosions, because we don't have periaps. Actually, let's warp there, and we will do a retrograde burn. And that's actually going to put us inside for a nice inside orbit so that we can meet up with the Douglas Saver. But I do need to watch my fuel. Okay. Cool, so that should eventually get us an encounter. That's... yeah, I don't know how I did that. And magically, they're orbiting the right direction. So we are good. Actually, let me just clean this up a little bit. I want to make sure it's right in line. There we go. That's a tiny, tiny little burn. Okay, yeah, now we can start actually planning an encounter. I'm not sure how long that will be. I should catch up pretty quick. I don't imagine I'm going to need too many orbits. Once we get Naga back on the Douglas Saber, then we can start working on the others. And since I know it's going to mostly work, we should be able to get everyone home safely. Which, that would pretty much make everyone back at the Space Center chuffed to bits. So let's quick save. I'm just going to do a little warp here and see when I get a close encounter. So just to be sure, that's the Douglas Saver. There I am. I got to watch that. I could do the planner to do this, but I would like to try and do this bit manually because it's a little bit more fun. I think what I'll do is I'll end up kicking out my periaps and trying to encounter there as opposed to waiting here. That should make it a little bit closer. But yeah, I'm actually catching up pretty quickly, so I don't imagine it's going to take very long. Maybe in 1 or 2 more orbits. That's going to be cool. I'm excited. Going to work. It's going to work. Optimism is the key, because the Douglas was such a disaster that we need every bit of optimism. Yeah, actually, I wonder if I can get it on... Oops. Let me see if I can't get it even here, how close we're going to be. I might be a little bit too far out, but let's... No, not quite. Maybe I'll try one more orbit. But that was actually... It's getting really close, so let's... Quick save and give it one more orbit, and I think we'll be able to get our encounter pretty quickly. And yes, that is going the wrong way. So I'm going to have to... Okay, yes. Sorry, I was looking the wrong way. I thought this was equatorial, but I forgot it is not. Yep, it's just a mess. Just a complete and utter garbage fire in space. Speaking of garbage fire, Trash Can is on his way to Mackenzie, and we will hopefully have time to meet up with him shortly. Okay, this looks like we're going to be close. If I can get that. Okay. Oh, we're getting closer. Okay, not quite. Let's see. Oops, wrong way. Yeah, let me just try that one more time. I think if I might just have to do that burn right now and wait a little bit longer. So let's hurry and burn that. So I might have to just get it a little closer. I think that with that big of a gap that I run the risk of completely missing an encounter. So I'm going to do a burn to close it a little bit, and then I'm just going to wait and spin around a million times until I'm really, really close. Because I really don't want to risk completely losing that and having to waste more fuel, since, as you can see, I'm dangerously low as it is. But I should, like I said, I should have some in the stage. It shows that it's there, but for some reason, Flight Engineer does not record that I have it, but yeah, I'm going to assume that I do, just, worst case scenario. Let's quick save again. And now we should only wait for a little bit before we get our encounter. Cannot warp any faster. That is okay. Yeah, look, we might not even need to do another burn, honestly. And we might just sort of naturally reach it. We'd probably be within the 5 kilometer mark without doing another burn. Since Valkner here is not nearly as large as Iselin/Kerbin, the distances are not as big. I mean, that on around Kerbin or Iselin would be a huge gap. Yeah, look at that. I wonder what the let's see. Distance, 20 kilometers. I wonder if I can clean that up just a little bit. Let me just go ahead and set a dummy maneuver and see if I can't get something a little bit closer. I wonder if I do my radial in or out. Nope. I'm sure that I can tweak that and get that really soon here. Okay, so that doesn't look any close. No, 21, that's more or less. Hey, there we go. That's going to be an intercept, isn't it? That's what we want to see. Let me come down and actually look at what we're working with. That looks really good. Yeah, pat myself on the back for that one. I did a thing. Yeah, let's execute that. That will give us our encounter and rescue the first of the 4. I honestly don't remember how many were in the Douglas, but yeah, rescue the first batch of the Douglas crew. Douglas crew was basically Apollo 13, where instead of one thing going catastrophically wrong, one thing went right. That was it. So everything went wrong. I should have plenty of RCS as well. Oh yeah, that was one of the things that went wrong. No monopropellant, so we have to do a Jeb style encounter here. And by Jeb style, I mean there's going to be no docking. It's Naga's going to be getting out of his ship and using his his little backpack to make the encounter. Well, that ought to be fun. Let's see what happens. So let's go ahead and wait for the encounter. How far out are we? 14 minutes. Well, Naga, you're the first of the crew to try this. Don't know how it's going to go, but we will see. I hope. So that is, okay, 2 minutes. We are really close. I'm going to try and kill off most of the speed in the ship here because it's a little bit harder with the backpack fun. So I'm going to wait until we get a little bit closer, until we're at our closest point. Oh, let me set the rendezvous. Here we go. So I'm going to watch my distance. And once I get close, I'm going to kill off all my speed. I think I'm going to, at about 750 meters, I'm going to kill off my speed. And then Naga is out for a rescue EVA since we cannot dock, since we have no propellant and no docking port, because the Douglas was a winner. Yes, sir, the Douglas was absolutely a winner. Okay, we're getting very close. I'm not going to time warp because I don't want to overshoot this. I don't have enough fuel to recorrect, and I don't want to wait for another encounter. But we are getting very, very close. But hey, Naga gets free reign of the place for a while. He gets to hang out in the compartment for the storage container. I'm going to start killing a little bit of the speed since we're getting super close. Yeah, here we go. 6.6. This is really good. I'm going to try and zero it out as much as I can before I EVA. 2.3. 0.9. 0.1. Perfect. Quick save. Actually, I'm going to do a hard save. Save game. I don't know if you can put punctuation in here, so I'm not going to, just in case. So, should be punctuation in there. We're just going to pretend there's punctuation. Okay, Naga. Say goodbye to your smelly ship. It's EVA time, my friend. Let's, so is that, okay, yeah, good, we have our target. Where am I? Okay, let's hit it. Oh, God. Of course, this is what this is the only way to fix the Douglas's mistakes. Wow, we're coming in really hot. That's okay. We're going to dock. We're going to dock him. Yeah, he's coming in hot. This is. I guess they're a little more powerful than I thought they were. Let me just watch my EVA propellant. I know I'm going to have enough. There we go. Drifting away from the stricken ship. It's actually kind of sad, lonely, and exciting all at the same time. So Naga gets to be the first. Too bad Naga's not here to see this. But I think he will be proud that little Naga is going to make it. Watch me take off a solar panel because I hit it too hard. Yeah, that's probably actually going to be what happens. Is one of these times I'm going to break off a solar panel. Start killing off some of the speed. Luckily, these guys have plenty of EVA propellant. Here we go. Okay, we are getting close. You know, honestly, I don't know how to control on EVAs very well. He's looking the wrong direction, but I have not figured out really how to do that. Because I don't know, I guess. Yeah, that's probably something that I should figure out. Wow, I can't believe he's actually making it there. A successful EVA, I'm going to say. Oh, look at that, the Douglas Saber. He is reunited with something that functions. Cool. I'm going to send him right into the crew hatch down there if I can. I think we're going to do it. We did it. It is a six. Well, okay, the first part's a success, but look at that. Naga made it. That is one down. What? 3 to go. Yep, 3 to go. So let's see. Douglas Saber is good to go. Now let's look at the Douglas itself. Let's see what we are working with here. So does this have any fuel? No, because obvious reasons. Okay, how am I going to do this? We have Reggie, Toaster, and Ketchup here. And they're all... Okay, well, that is a little concerning. We might end up having to sacrifice one of our buddies. But let's go ahead and decouple. Let's see, who have we got? So is Toaster in this one? Yeah, it looks like Toaster is in this one. Are these... Let me just make sure... Okay, trying to figure out what we've got going on here. This, we need to decouple. That should leave us with all of these still functioning. Okay, it looks like we have all of our fuel in here. Yeah, so I think Naga was the one that went to explore Kevin. That's why he had so little fuel. So we look good here. Let's go ahead and set the Douglas Saber as our target. I'm just curious. I'm going to see what MechJeb does. Let's see if it can do it on its own. I'm just curious to see how fast it will go. If it's quicker than when I did it, or if it's going to take a million tries. And we do have a lot more Delta V on this, so that is reassuring. The reason I'm not sending these back, that's because there's no parachute and no heat shield on the ships. So there would be no way that they could survive re-entry. So I have to rendezvous with the Douglas Saber. But yeah, let's see how quickly Mech Jeb can do this. Oh, crud. I should probably activate the engine, shouldn't I? There we go. That'll fix it. I did quick save before I did this, so in case it plunges it... who actually are we controlling? In case it plunges Toaster into the planet, I can always revert. Yeah, it looks like it's doing more or less what I did. I think next... No, actually, we should probably take the next one off of the Douglas itself and get Reggie or Ketchup back safely. Then we can worry about getting the one that's landed on the surface. Let me... I'm not getting any audio out of one of my headphones, so let me go ahead and... There we go. Adjust the cable. Much better. That actually sounds a lot cleaner. Wow, they were able to do that in one burn. That's pretty good. Well, I guess Mech Jeb is a little bit smarter than I am at this, because maths. Let's see. Okay, I thought for a minute that that was what we were trying to rendezvous with, and it looked like it was going the opposite direction, and I was a little worried. So what's it doing now? Probably cleaning up the inclination, I would imagine. Yeah. Yeah, I should probably mention again that I don't know how I planned a mission so poorly that everything went wrong. That's why I am hopeful that the Gerald on its way to Mackenzie is going to go a little bit better, because I thought through almost everything except the actually getting into the planet bit. But, you know, can't be perfect all the time, right? And this will be, as I said before, another EVA rendezvous, since all of these ships, there were 4 of them attached to the Douglas, 4 of these ships. And they are all built the same, and we all had the same problem, which means there's no docking port since it was on the part that we jettisoned, and we used all the monopropellant accidentally on the ship itself. So that's why every single one of these is going to be doing a an EVA rendezvous. Then we'll go ahead and check how everything is going over with the Gerald shortly here. Once we get these two taken care of. So how long until our next burn? 8 minutes. Yeah, see, they did a few more orbits, I think, than I did, but it's obviously faster since it has auto warp, and the whole point of this is to get everyone back as quickly as possible, not tweak maneuvers. Yeah, I wish I could just send all of these individually back to Isolin, but like I said, there's no way they could re-enter, and then I just have to do a rescue mission in Isolin, which would probably complicate things. Cool, we're going to be very close for our encounter. I think after this I'm going to be able to get ready for my EVA. And of course there's plenty of fuel in this when I don't need it. I think I'm just going to, once it does this burn, I'm going to call it good and get out of the ship. Okay, Toaster, you are next, buddy. Coming up quickly, it looks like it's going to kill off all the speed, and then that should be perfect for an EVA. Toaster is chuffed about the whole thing, the idea of getting home for once. Okay, that is good enough. We're going to cancel that. Disable autopilot. I said disengage autopilot. Kill that. Oops. Okay, EVA time, buddy. Here we go, rescuing number 2. Douglas Saber. Whoop. Should probably rotate. Yes, like I said, I fly like a drunk. But we're going to make it. And he's going to join his buddy again in a much more comfortable situation than the Douglas had. So I think that the hatch is on the other side. Should be coming under. Cool. We are doing it. We are almost 2 for 2. And grab, grab, grab. Grab. Board. Sweet. They are both on. Let's just check to make sure. Hey, look at that. They are in and good to go. Wow, that's a bit of a relief. Okay, what do we have next? So we should probably go back to the Douglas. I hear noises. What was that? Was that the internet breaking? What the heck was that? I think we just broke the internet. Okay, that was a little confusing. I am going to go to the tracking station and pretend that I didn't just hear aliens try and contact me. And was that in the game or was that in my stream? What was that? I'm just checking. Let me check over here on Twitch really quick. Didn't show any. What was that? I'm super confused. Let's see, the Douglas. So one of these is debris. So which one is this one? Let's see what this is. Oh man, that was super confusing. What the heck was that? Okay, so this is the one that's debris. I just need to kill this. Which one? Let's see what we're looking at here. So that one is the small one in orbit. So let's go back to the tracking center and kill that. Yeah, that was the weirdest sound ever. It sounded like I was trying to get my... Okay, wow. Really confused. So let's see what we're looking at here. And so that is the lone man out, right? The one, yeah, that's the one that we can kill. So that's the Douglas. The Douglas ship. The Douglas ship. Douglas ship. Where's our Douglas Saber? Okay, we can kill those ships, right? Because those, as far as I'm aware, are empty. Yep, going to go ahead and terminate those. Douglas Saber. So we still, okay, let's go back to the Douglas. Let's detach one more. Okay, who is going? Ketchup or Reggie? Actually, who's on board already? Transfer crew. Ketchup is on there. So Ketchup, you come back. We don't need an edible Kerman or Kerbin. So let's transfer crew. Reggie, you are going instead of Ketchup. Okay, now we are going to decouple. And then we're going to decouple. Then we're going to activate. Now, let's see. Where's the Douglas Saber? I think it's down there. I almost had it. There we go. Oh. Nope. Got to be an easier way, I'm sure. There we go. Set as target. So we are set to rendezvous with the Douglas Saber. And while we are doing that, I will be back in 30 seconds. Okay, I am back. And I forgot to set the autopilot, of course, but that's okay. So yeah, I should once again point out that Ketchup is in the Douglas. And as of now, I have no way of rescuing him unless I want to use extra fuel from the Douglas Saber. So I don't know exactly how to fix that. We might just have to sacrifice Ketchup to the Vulcaner gods, because I really don't see a way. I would have to use so much fuel to use the Saber to adjust and meet and then readjust to get back to Island. So I don't know if we're going to be able to rescue everyone. Ketchup might be a casualty. But I do have an idea, maybe. I doubt it's going to work, but it might. We'll get to that later, though. Let's just see if we can actually rescue everyone. So once we get Reggie back on the Douglas Saber, then we're going to go and worry about getting this off the surface. But our burn is looking good. I really like that engine. Just the thrust and the plume, I think it looks really, really nice. And it's fairly efficient. Almost 320 for its specific impulse. Can't go wrong with that. Okay, that's very close. Yeah, I think we might be able to do all of this before I have to finish the stream. And then we might even be able to go to Mackenzie, so that would be brilliant. I'd quite like that. Check my phone here really quick while we're waiting for that. Just going to check Twitter to see if there's any extra E3 news since I've been doing this. Okay, I guess there already is. Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minions is a remake of the classic GBA game with updated graphics. I don't know when I missed that, but Nintendo's E3 just keeps getting better and better. Holy cow. Those were... And that's coming even with the Rabbids game. That's really cool. We're going to get plenty of... Let me actually see if I can find a YouTube video of that. Plenty of Mario and Luigi in all the best ways. Wow, that's really cool. I'm excited. Those were such good games, the Mario and Luigi games. Let's see if I can find any video of that. Let's see. Huh. I'm not seeing anything right off. I'll have to check back on the videos. But yeah, was that from IGN or Nintendo that said that? Let's go back. Let me see who said that. That was IGN. No. Nintendo of America. Let's see. Where was that? Oh, from Nintendo of America. So yeah, that's a legit announcement. I'm going to have to check that out. That's yeah, Nintendo pretty much mind explosion with this E3. Microsoft and Sony did pretty well, but I don't think anything could have prepared me for what we actually got from Nintendo this year. That was amazing, I'd say. So let me just recap really quick what Nintendo's giving us. So 2 new Metroids, Zelda DLC, the Mario and Rabbids crossover, which actually looks really, really fun. Remake of Mario and Luigi, Dream Team. The Fire Emblem game, Pokken Tournament DX. Let's see, I know Xenoblade 2. Yeah, and that's just off the top of my head. It is a very good time to be a gamer. Okay, we're going to quick save and get Reggie ready for his EVA. Yeah, I don't know how we are going to rescue... I don't think this... I wonder if I put any remote guidance on here. I might have. If so, I might actually have enough fuel to go back and re-rendezvous is the best way to say it, with the Douglas. So I will be seeing if there is any sort of remote guidance on this. And I'm going to rename it just... just in case. So disengage autopilot. Cancel that. Okay, Reggie, buddy. Quick save. It's EVA time. Let's go home. So where is... there it is. Yes, I know we're a little crooked. There we go. Okay, we are on our way for yet another EVA-style rescue. Yes, let's not hit the solar panels. Definitely don't want to hit the solar panels. I've got 4, but that doesn't mean I want to lose one of them. Okay, let's, whoops, spin so I can actually see. I can do this. And board. We are 3 for 3. So does this have any sort of remote guidance on it? No, of course not, because why would I do something smart like that? Okay. Now, yeah, I don't think there's any way we are going to get the Douglas back, but yeah, let's go ahead and see who's landed down here on Volkner and see if we don't have enough to get back. Oh yeah, Rupert, the idiot. Rupert was the one who caused all the problems in the first place. There's our little flag. At least we have that. So we should probably... He's going to be really, really glad to leave Volkner. So let's close up everything. Make sure we have electricity. Monopropellant electric charge. Yep. Even with this cute little light on. So where's our Douglas Saber? Douglas Saber. Nope. Nope. Yep. Dang it. Whoa. Playing clickies, the game. There we go. Set as target. This is going to be an interesting launch, so I would need to head west, I'm guessing, as opposed to... I'm just going to do a test launch and revert. I just want to make sure I have... yeah, it looks like I do need to go west, so... How long until it gets close? Might as well wait until it gets a little bit closer, just because. I don't anticipate getting a rendezvous very easily. I want it to go a little ahead of me because ideally I will get a shallower orbit. Okay, here we go. Quick save. Should probably start the engine. Okay, now here we go. So let's see if I'm even going the right direction. Whoa. Should probably be pointing towards our target, right? You know what, I think this will be good. I'm going to flatten it out. I'm going to have to do an inclination change just because I'm not going to be able to get it in one hit. Why am I flopping around so much? Why is this so hard to control? Yeah, this is really hard to control for some reason. Weird. What is going on with it? There's no atmosphere, so it's not the atmosphere. So what's... Okay, let's circularize. What is locked? Limited crew control. What have I got going on? Am I missing something? No, okay. So I must not have any remote guidance on this. Which means I'm going to need to do this super manually. Let me... So yeah, what was with the bobbing and weaving? That was so weird. Okay, anyway, that was a little bizarre, but whatever. I'm going to assume that we can fix that. Pointing prograde. Yeah, we should be okay, I guess. Maybe. Possibly. Let's see, how close are we? 37 seconds. I'm going to do just a slow one. Because for this light of a ship, the engine's pretty powerful. Periaps is rising, or I guess becoming not in the actual planet. Okay, good enough. Let's see if we can't... Oh, yeah. For some reason... let's see. We want to match planes with target. Okay, so this should get us pretty close, and I can do the rest from there. So I can't add my own maneuvers, but MechJeb can handle it since we have limited crew control for some reason. I guess the antenna broke off or something. I don't know. All the others haven't had that issue, so I don't know what's going on exactly. But as long as we get it, I guess that'll be okay. And it looks like we're already going to get a fairly close encounter. I mean, on our first go, at least. And I should have fuel for it. Yeah, I still have fuel. It's so unstable. That's crazy. Super weird. Great. We did it though. Let's see what we're looking like for an encounter. Wow, that's pretty close. Of course I can't do a maneuver. Yeah, without being able to create maneuvers, I don't know how I would get a rendezvous, so I am honestly going to have to do the rendezvous, because there's no way I could just sort of guess. How close is that? 50 kilometers. Yeah, that's too far to do an EVA. So I'm going to have to see. Let it at least start a little bit. I probably should decouple this, because whatever is on here is causing it to be super, super... Oh, look, there he goes. Unstable. At least we're fairly close. You can at least taste home. A little bit of victory there. .7, yeah, even 4.7 is close enough for an EVA. How far away are we from the... Let's see, the Gerald is getting pretty close. 38 days. This is going to take forever, I just realized. How do we want to do this? Let me actually delete all of these alarms. So we have... Okay, let's add an alarm. So let me go back... Quick save. Yeah, I'm just going to have to go into the tracking station because I can't wait that long. Douglas ship debris. Okay, so let's just where did our... Okay. There we go. I was going to say that looked like a lot more than 1 day, but I forgot that Valkner is smaller than Iselin. So, let's see. Jump to ship. Hopefully the maneuver stays there. There we go. That should be a little bit better. Should be good. Yeah, that'll be much, much quicker. Take a look at Volkner as we orbit. Let me check my electric charge. Yep, we are good. I don't remember the specific impulse on the spark because I'm considering switching to that. I think what I'll do actually is save and I'll separate the stage because of that reason right there. As it chases the maneuver. It'll catch it, it'll catch it. Let me see what happens if I... Okay, that's what we want. So how much delta V? 900, yeah. What is it doing? I'm going to assume that it knows what it's doing. But as of now, it looks like it's trying to kill everyone. I think that it just bumped it back out, so we should have an encounter soon. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with that. So how close are we? Yeah, we're right there. Okay, good. So let's quick save. I'm going to disengage the autopilot. And why can't they get rid of the menu? Oh, because it's locked. It can make its own. Okay, Rupert, buddy, it's time to go home. And by home, I mean almost home. He's going to do it. And like I said, I don't think we're going to be able to get ketchup back, so that's... guess the bad news for the day. But hey, 3 out of 4 isn't bad, right? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say right. Slow down. Okay, he is the last, I think, right? He is the last, right? I don't have one more, do I? Now that I think about it, make sure. I think I have all of them. Oops. Maybe. Apparently this is the hardest part. There we go. Done. Okay. Looks like we've got 4 of them on board. We do need to transfer one of them. Rupert, because he got us into this mess. Wow, we did. Yeah, I think the only thing we are going to be able to do now is just sacrifice ketchup. No, 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 no. How do I stop warping? Stop warping! Okay, where did the Douglas go? Ketchup, buddy. Trying to look over everything here. It's time to try and see if we can't fix you. And by fix you, I mean end you in a manner that... yeah. In a pleasing manner. So we have absolutely no fuel on board. Let me just check the resources. Absolutely nothing. Okay, well, Ketchup, it was nice knowing you. Yeah, I think you guys know where I'm going with this one. Yep, that's what we're doing. Okay, this is how it ends. Let me actually see if I'm even. Yeah, at least we can get him on the surface, maybe. It's actually kind of working. I'm a little surprised. Yeah, he's not going to have nearly enough speed or fuel to make it safely. But hey, it's better than nothing, I guess. At least he gets to die gracefully by hitting the surface of Volkner really hard, as opposed to just sitting in his little room all day. How long until... Yep, speeding back up. We do not have enough Delta V, but you know what? It's a good way to go, right? I guess. I'm not quite sure how to get him to point retrograde. We are killing off some of the speed. Yeah, this is how it ends. Just going to watch the EVA propellant slowly dwindle. And no, I'm not going to cheat and use HyperEdit to give him more fuel. We are not doing the resurrect the Kerbal mode. This is how it ends. I mean, it's lasting fairly well, right? Yep, that's pretty much how it's going to be. Why won't it let me time warp? Yeah, he's going pretty quick. This is going to hurt. Okay, here we go. This would be, you know, like Mach 2 back on Isolin. It's been a good ride, Ketchup. Farewell, little buddy. Too bad we can't use your parachute. Okay, I cue taps. He's about to turn into a little puff. So long, Ketchup. Well, that's one way to clean the debris field. So, on in other news, I guess, right? So we can go ahead and kill the Douglas. So let's go back to catastrophic failure. Ketchup Kerman crashed into the terrain. Yeah. Well, onto the tracking center. Where is the Douglas? So along the Douglas, that means we just need to wait for our transfer window in 2 years. So now we can actually go back to the Gerald and see what's going on there before I end the stream really quick. Yes, this looks a little bit more optimistic. Things look a little bit better here. So let me just sort of see where we are at. That has a little bit of fuel, so we are coming into Mackenzie, focus view. Let me remove that, and we do need a circularization burn, which is quite large. Oh, yes. Quite large. Little bigger than I thought. 48 days away. I'm going to quick save, and let's delete that one and add one for the maneuver. That's going to be actually, so Gerald maneuver. No, we don't want that. Okay, let's add a new alarm. For that one, it will be 10 minutes out. So that is the Gerald, right? The maneuver for the Gerald. So that should be good. Let's warp there. And then we can see, I don't think I'll have a chance to land it today, but we should be able to see, at least see the surface of the planet, because I have not landed anything here ever. It is all brand new to me. Did I say 3 days? I don't think I said 3 days. Oh, again, it's because we're coming into the sphere of influence, I think. So it's going to be 2,000 meters per second. I have 700 there. No, let's see. No, 314. So I'm going to have to burn through a couple of stages. So let me just see how I've got this. So we're going to finish that off. Then we're going to have this stage here. Right, we decouple. And that should give us plenty. Three, two, one. I'm not sure how long this burn is going to take, though. Since the engines aren't super efficient. Okay, here's our alarm. Good. Close alarm. Let's delete that. Let's point towards our maneuver. And by point towards our maneuver, I mean let's point towards our maneuver, because buttons, I guess. We'll get there. Big old heavy thing. So yeah, this right here is what... Where did all my fairings go? I'm supposed to have a fairing there. Okay, that's a little odd. Things don't look quite right for some reason. Yeah, what... I'm going to assume that things are good, even though they don't look good. I don't know what's going on. Oh well, there's only one way to find out, I suppose. Time to node burn. Let's... You know, I can stand to be a little off, so I'm going to start the burn. And hopefully everything decouples properly. So that's set, and that engine, right? Then that. What's next? Yeah, big burn. But there is Mackenzie. It does have an atmosphere, and I think it has solid ground. I'm going to say it does. The atmosphere is thicker than Kerbin Isolin's, and it is 1.2 times as massive, more or less. So landing on it is going to be rather tricky. Yeah, very tricky. Okay, here we go for stage separation. Get rid of rendezvous. Let me get rid of my alarm clock. Okay, Okay, get ready. And we are go for separation, right? Yes, we are good. Very, very good. I think I'm actually jumping the gun on the node a little bit, but that's okay. Yeah, actually I can stand to... How much Delta V do I have in this? Let me just fast forward a little bit. Okay, actually I'm a little concerned. I thought... Let me just sort of see how everything is here. Yeah, I thought I would have more than... Yes, I'm just thinking in my head that I thought I had extra fuel to be able to get this whole thing into orbit, but for some reason this just doesn't look right. So I don't know exactly what's going on. But I do have an idea if this does not work perfectly. I know that I'm going to be able to at least get a capture. I'm not going to get a perfect orbit, but I do have a way of fixing that if this does not work. A little sketchy, but sketchy is better than absolute failure, so we're going to be optimistic about it. But yes, very long burn. And I tried, like I said, to go with the most efficient engines I could. So where is the decoupler for that stage? So what is this? So I'm hovering over this. Where is that? Probably going to have to save before I separate this because I really don't know. There's supposed to be a decoupler. See, it looks like it's like glitched or something in there. Yeah, like, it looks like the physics and everything on it have warped, or I don't know what's going on with it, but it looks a little bit off. Uh-oh. We still... Okay, quick save. So what stage is that? So was that what I needed? Is that whole thing separating? Yeah, I guess it is. Okay. So this is what we go down with. So now if we control from here, we kill that. Let's try and rotate. Okay, this might work. And it might not. Set as target. So yeah, we might have to use this. Whoop, overshot. I don't think I have any RCS on here, so I'm going to have to lock it in place. Now let's switch over to no. Yeah, okay, we control from here. RCS, set as target. Then we should... Oh, snap. Nope. That's not what I wanted. I really don't want to do that. Oh, crap. Why isn't my RCS working? Wait, did I... Okay. Bad things. Maybe it'll still work. Why can't I get any forward translation here? That's a little odd. Let me see. Why am I not getting any translation? Dang it. Docking. Dock, do it. Yeah, that's really weird. Let's see if it's even going to be able to do it. I had no sort of forward and back translation for some reason. Okay, so this is where you want to dock. Okay, go for it. Oh, okay. Oh, that's the problem. That was... Well, there's your problem. There was an extra dock on it for some reason. Okay, that was fun. So we control from here, and we set our target as that, and it's not... There we go. Now it should work. And the reason I'm not using this to try and circularize is because I need all of this fuel to get off of the planet, since it's a big ol' meaty thing. So shouldn't it be going forward? Okay, let's... Yeah, I should be going forward. I might have to... This is really weird. Okay, go ahead, forward. 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 Oh. Oh, wait a second. Mm-hmm. Okay, that was... Now it makes sense. I disabled everything because reasons. Disabled. Enable. Enable. Okay, well, I think, is that all of them? Okay, let's try this again. Docking autopilot. There we go. That was a little worrisome. Of course, yeah, I turned them off so that I wouldn't, during the launch, use any of it. I needed to save all I can for docking again later. But obviously this is... Hey Naga, what's going on? Congrats on finishing finals. I bet that feels good. Wait, I know what we do to celebrate. Okay, hold on. It's not working. Let me try and expand this a little. Hold on. I know how we celebrate. Oops. Okay. Why? I'm trying to... Okay, you do the fish head. I can't do the fish head. Hello? Yeah, I'm clicking the chat button. Let me see if... Yeah, that works. Oh, well. Okay, well, insert fish head there. But yeah, that's awesome that you finished finals. I bet that feels good. Yeah, I was thinking of you and White Guardian. I actually started this stream way earlier so that hopefully you guys could join without it being midnight there. But I've actually been on for about a couple hours and I need to finish up here soon. I'm just trying to see if I can fix the problem that I had with the Gerald here. So right now we are not actually in a capture around Mackenzie, and we are passing it quickly. And I need to use my nuclear engine to try and capture. National... There you go. Yeah, how did that go, speaking of, right? And we are just about to dock. So I'm assuming because you had finals, you didn't get to see much of E3, right? Brilliant. Okay, good. Real easy. That's what we want to hear. So control from here. Orbit. Let's point retrograde. So you'll notice that we are not quite in a capture. We need to hurry and burn retrograde to not shoot out of Mackenzie's sphere of influence. But, are you ready for this? We rescued everyone but Ketchup from the stricken Douglas. I did something I never could as a kid. What'd you do? What is your new thing? Oh, we need to disable those. So we want to... Crud, I gotta disable all these engines. Shut down, shut down, shut down. I gotta disable them all quickly. Shut down, shut down, shut down, shut down. So that should be all of them. Where's my nuclear engine? Well, yeah, what did you do? Fish, yeah, there you go. So this should be what we need to do. Let's... Oh, we're in docking mode. Burn away, there we go. Whew. Okay, hopefully we get our capture now. That was really close. Yeah, what'd you do? Yeah, why can't I put the stupid fish? What is going on with my, I'm clicking the chat button. Am I missing something? Why am I not... Dumb fish. Well, hopefully the new thing that you're doing is watching E3 because my head exploded several times over. It was, did you catch any of Nintendo's show? Because it was brilliant. Make sure we're not draining anything that we shouldn't be. Yeah, it looks like we'll be okay. Yeah, Nintendo's show, man, was amazing. Everything in the world got announced, but I don't want to spoil it if you haven't seen their presentations yet. Okay, long burn because we're trying to do the whole thing. We're trying to move this whole ship with just this little engine. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do this safely. We've got a decent amount of Delta V here, but couldn't... No, I was working right up until about 5 o'clock my time, which is about 1 or 2 in the morning your time. I tried to get everything done, but I'm actually trying to get as much stuff as I can prepared for Comic-Con. Yeah, I've been working with everyone trying to get everything set up for our booth later this September, because it's still like 14 weeks away, but realistically we need to sort of get everything prepared. So yesterday I was actually doing a lot of preparation for Comic-Con, which is a good thing, but yeah, I sort of ran out of time up until about 5, but I will be on later. And my cousin, I should mention, is actually coming to visit for a couple weeks, and we're going to be playing lots of Mario Kart because Linda might take some time off as well. So we will have more people to play Mario Kart with pretty soon here. So yes, I will be back on definitely sometime this weekend since she will be here. Wish me luck with homemade ice cream. Oh, I haven't made homemade ice cream in so long. That sounds good. Is that your post-final celebration? This is a long burn. Yeah. Well, we'll get wrecked, maybe. I don't know. If I recall, Linda wrecked both of us once, so I think it's sort of an even playing field. I think we're all pretty much one victory apiece on Mario Kart there. So yeah, we will wait and see. Wink, wink. Yeah, if we can get a lot of people playing, that would be a lot of fun. Some other thing. Okay. So, like I said, I've got to wrap up the stream. It's funny, I started early just hopefully so that you guys would have more time to watch, but of course you don't make it until I'm about to finish. But before I won't finish, I'm going to do this burn, then I want to show you that I actually did a thing to rescue everyone, except Ketchup. Ketchup died horribly. But let me show you what actually happened. It was remarkably, it went remarkably well. I'll show you why it was really sketchy after I finish this burn here. Because I need to save at least 3,000 karate. Cool, okay. But yeah, we'll, since she's going to be here for vacation, I will have a lot more free time since I'm going to take a little bit of time off too. I actually want to try and have her stream with me. I want to have her join a Kerbal stream, sort of like I did with my mom quite a while ago, to see if I can help her do some sort of Kerbal challenge thing. Okay, this is going more or less well, so that's reassuring. Wait! Uh-oh, what? Oh boy. Please don't let it be a wait that I just screwed something up in the game. Hopefully it's not that kind of a wait. Oh, okay, good. YouTube link. That's a little bit safer. Let's see. Ah, yes, it wouldn't be a stream without chaotic Waluigi insanity. Yes, there we go. We're just going to leave that for a minute. Let me come back and see what I'm doing here. I'm just going to let that play in the background just because, right? And we are actually going to the Waluigi planet, remember, since it is purple. See, that's pretty much the Waluigi planet. It's pink and purple. Okay, that's about all I can afford to waste right now. Yes, the Waluigi planet. So, let me show you what I was talking about here. So, I'm going to quick save. Do you remember our little mission with Rupert and the gang? Wait a sec. Oh, that's the debris. I was going to say, why does it show there's a problem there? But do you remember Rupert and the crew? Our disaster there. Well, we were able to get... Dagnabbit, that's the wrong planet. I'm an idiot. I said Volkner. Focus on Volkner. Thank you. Where is it? Douglas, save ketchup. Douglas. Look what we have here, my friend. We have 4 saved Kerbals in a ship that can actually get back to Isolin, including Naga. So yes, we are able to save 4 out of the 5. And they are back, and this thing can actually make it back to Isolin safely. We're just waiting for our transfer window, which is 1 year, 400 days. But you know what? We rescued all of them except Ketchup. Ketchup died horribly. Yeah. Ketchup, there wasn't a ship for him to come back and rendezvous with the Saver. So what we had to do is EVA him and send him hurtling into Volkner's surface at 600 meters per second. So Ketchup is now a dust cloud somewhere on the surface. But hey, everyone else is back and ready to go. Okay, yeah, no worries. Let's see, Gerald debris. Yeah, we have lots of debris. So let's see. Where is the Gerald ship? Gerald ship, orbiting Mackenzie. So the Gerald ship is the big one. Gerald debris. I'm going to clean some of this up. Gerald debris. Gerald debris. Gerald debris. Cool. Okay. The Gerald. Why does it call... Which one is this if it's a ship? What is it? Oh. Yeah, that's a ship. Okay. Back to the map view. Switch to... Whoa. Okay. Control from here. Make sure our engine's still on. Then let's... I mean, I guess I kind of have to maneuver planner. Circularize at the next periapse. Kind of have to do that. This thing takes forever to spin. Yeah, it's going to be interesting trying to get this into... I thought I would have more fuel, so ideally I was going to cannibalize a stage, but now that I can't, I've got to get creative. I might have to use some of the RCS. How much do I have? I've got a decent amount left, but I need to save some for rendezvous. I guess I could EVA them. Yeah, we will see. But there is Mackenzie in all its Waluigi glory. Okay, yep, it's going to be dangerous. But you can see the thin little atmosphere. Okay, here we go with our little burn. Okay, very, very scary here. Don't know how it's going to work, but I am going to hope that it will. So I should point out that I am not doing my... I'm just circularizing right now. I'm not actually getting into... I'm not dropping the lander. Yeah, just trying to come up with a good way of doing it. I might have to use some of the fuel in here, but the problem is all of my engines are covered by heat shields, which I need to get into, or I need to make it down safely. So I'm not sure how that's going to work. I might have to jettison the center one. Yeah, hopefully I have enough delta V in there. We will see, I guess. Maybe. I'm obviously going through a whole lot more fuel than I was hoping for. As long as I get a really efficient transfer to Islin, I should be okay. But I am burning through the fuel relatively quickly. Yeah, these nukes trying to push that whole thing is not really what I had in mind. Well, let's see. So, where are my parachutes? They're all down there. Okay, yeah, I put them down there so that I could reduce weight so when I ditch these. Yeah, I have no idea if this thing is actually going to make it or not. And I can't really afford to use this stage anymore because that's what they need to get home. So I think I am going to have to use fuel from this and hope that that works. I don't know. since I'm really, really far away. Almost there. Almost. Yeah, these nukes take forever. Just making sure it's not pulling fuel out of this for some reason. That would be a really, really bad thing. Okay, we are just about done, so that is going to have to do it for the stream for today. I will be back on later this week, probably. But yeah, I need to finish up here. I need to go do some more work and work on things towards Comic-Con. But yeah, well, that is kind of there. I guess we kind of made it. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call that partial victory. Mission somewhat success. We did rescue everyone from Volkner, so we're good to go there. So yeah, Naga, if you can hear me, I'm sorry I've got to go. But it was a good stream. I appreciate everyone joining me. I will be back on later this week, and like I said, this weekend I might do something special as well. So I appreciate everyone joining me, and I will see you guys next time.